Hello beer tubers and welcome to the first review of the new annual Aalborg Carnival share. Well, maybe it won't be annual next year, it depends if Carnival will happen. But Aalborg Carnival, as we told you last year, it's a big festivity in Aalborg where people dress up and go in a parade and get smashed. And usually you start off at breakfast, so you have breakfast, you have beer, and you often have a sidecar of bitter. And last year we did Høgerbejer, one of my favorite bigger produced lagers in the country, and we paired it with Underbær. I'm a Hawaiian dude this year. Brett is a tennis player again. And
I'm the Punisher.
He's gonna punish our taste buds later. So we're trying a different, bigger, more larger produced beer. I don't want to call it macro either because neither Hancock or Thy are really macro breweries. They are just like large breweries. I don't think they're big enough to be called macro. No. But Thy does make
regional breweries.
Yeah, regional breweries.
Yeah.
Thy is famous for or Thisted, of course, their Limfjordsborg. But today we're checking out the organic Thy Pilsner. So we have a bottle of this each. It's unfortunately almost a year old. It expires on the 10th of June this year. It's such a shame, but I didn't look at it at the store. I just picked up the bottles because I was in a rush. And by the looks of it, I think it shows maybe a little bit because it's a little bit cloudy, which could mean oxidation. And for the pairing this year, we have a small bottle of Gammel Dansk. This is a Danish bitter and very well known. I know a few people when they've been visiting Denmark and whatnot, this is a bitter people want to try when they go out because they've heard of it. The same as Aalborg Akvavit. It actually used to be made for a period of time. Not originally, it was not made in Aalborg, but for a long period of time when it was taken over by the Danish spirit factories, it was actually produced in Aalborg. And one of my colleagues made this for many years. And the way they made it is they have 29 different base bitters with one herb, and then they blend like whiskey. Or at least that's how they used to do it. And there's 29 mix of 29 herbs, roots, bark, leaves, and flowers in here. It's 38%. As far as I remember, this is a little less drinkable than Underbær, even though Underbær is like 50%. So, or 48, I think. So, but yeah, I think we should have some of the beer first and see how it is. So let's dive in here to when is the last time you guys had one of these? I can't remember.
About on Thursday.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, there we go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just going to take my sunglasses down for a bit. It's a golden yellow color, but it has a slight hazy orange hue, and that's why I'm afraid it might be a bit oxidized. But maybe they are also going towards making it lightly hazy because of the success of the organic Carlsberg beers that are lightly hazy.
Yeah.
Whitehead, let's check out the aroma. It doesn't smell too off.
No.
It's very biscuity and bready, actually.
Yeah, and herbal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also what distinguishes Thy Pilsner from a lot of the other macro Pilsners is that it actually has an herbal hop quality.
Yeah, it's not just like generic grassy light hops. Like a lot of the Pilsners from the big breweries in Denmark, they smell more like a Helles because they're so devoid of hops. This actually has a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe some basilic.
Yeah, oh, basil?
Yeah, basil.
Yeah, I can see there's an herby spice and there's definitely also pepper. It doesn't smell too off, so yeah, let's try it. Cheers. It's also pasteurized, so.
Yeah. It's a bit papery.
Yeah, it's also sweet. The sweetness is what kind of presents itself as well as
Yeah.
both age, but also.
Yeah, it's much sweeter than I remember.
Yeah, and I think that's the age.
It has. It tastes a bit like the sweetened toast bread.
Yeah, it's like a sweetened toast. There's not crazy amounts of hop character. There's a little bit of a grassy, as you said, like floral thing or herbal thing, but it's not a lot. It is lightly papery. It's not like crazy oxidized.
No.
So I think maybe a year is what they found out is where they can say, okay, it's still quite drinkable.
Yeah.
But it's a bit of a shame because fresh, this is a okay kind of more bigger produced Pilsner. It's not nearly the best in the world in any way, shape, or form. But it's much better than a lot of, macro produced ones usually.
But again, it's a year old, so...
Yeah,
not really fair.
Second sip there, I don't think it seemed as sweet because maybe the palate is adjusted a bit, but I could use, more bitterness, more snappy dryness.
Yeah.
It's more like sweeter and breadier.
And a bit more crisp.
Yeah, I mean, this cannot hold its own with Hygge. I don't think there's any of the bigger produced breweries, Pilsners, that can hold its own to Hygge. I think Hygge Bayer is one of the best bigger produced beers, and it was actually my choice for the only lager in the 2021 Danish beer canon that we're making right now.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
beer thing.
That was my one pick, and the other one was Biergeek Brunch Weasel or Biergeek Brunch from Mikkeller. But that was the only lager. There was a lot of IPAs, and I had some IPAs in mind, but then I chose something different because something else also needed to be on there. And I think Hygge is just a great lager, and it's easy to get. But it's morning, and in the morning,
for the torture.
yeah, the morning in Denmark usually with stuff like this requires a little bit of bitter. You know, it's something. I think it's mostly our parents' generation, but we still try to do it if we're doing morning festivities, actually. But yeah, it's been years since I had Gammel Dansk, so I think we're gonna bite it in half, drink some more of the beer, and then we can do the rest. So yeah, should we smell it first?
Yeah, just.
It actually doesn't smell too bad.
I don't
It's
think it
very
smells too
herbal,
bad.
orangey,
Yeah, it's very orangey and
cinnamon.
anise.
Yeah, cinnamon too.
Star
for me.
anise.
Maybe we've gotten so old that we actually
We
like
like
this
bitter.
shit.
Maybe it's because we drunk so much Underbær.
We become old grumpy men.
Yeah. No, it doesn't smell too bad. Let's try it.
So we drink half of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm.
No.
Oh shit!
It's-
That's much worse than I expected.
No.
I don't think it's too bad. I actually like bitters. The weird thing is also like bitters usually in the cocktail word and everything, Angostura and whatnot, is dashes. But in Denmark you sit and do shots of it. It's really bitter. It's really herbal. It's orangey. It's much more earthy, and like root and bark like, and like just like it's much more earthy and heavy flavors than Underbær. Underbær is more like bright, and it has that like really singy cinnamon flavor. I think this has a little bit of cinnamon too, but I don't think it's like crazy. It's quite orangey too. It's not terrible bitter. I don't think so.
I think
But I prefer
I just
Underbær.
didn't expect it to be that intensely herbal.
But also when you smell it, it smells more fruity because of like the orange peel.
I actually kind of like the aroma.
It's almost like, I think there's juniper in it too. There's almost like a gin vibe. But I think the herbs and roots and flowers and one of their secret with most of these recipes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's pretty alright. But I think Underbær is better.
I think it has like a licorice bitter thing which just lingers on the tongue.
Yeah, like an aniseed,
I'm not
a
too
licorice
fond
note.
Me neither.
It really makes the beer seem even sweeter.
Yeah, it
Weird.
does.
Yeah. This bottle here in front of me, or in front of us, is definitely one of, it's not the best in terms of
How it
true
could
Pilsner,
be.
how it can be. Like,
No.
when it's fresh, it's like a 70. It's like a C. I think it's an alright Pilsner. I'd give it like a 325 on Untapped. Maybe 72, whatever. But in the state that this is right now, it's more like around maybe a 68 or something. Or maybe fresh it's like around the 70 and then straight 70 for this, because I still say it's a pass. I don't think it's a failed beer. So probably like a straight 70, because once you get below that, you're starting to get into failing grades, at least if you follow the exponential 100 scale. So yeah, I'll still give this a pass, but fresher it's a little bit higher for sure.
Yeah. Again, it just has like a fresh hoppiness and of course not oxidized, or slightly oxidized notes. So,
But all of us really know how this beer is, because it's one of the beers we also kind of grew up on.
Yeah.
it has some actual bitterness and dryness when it's fairly fresh. So.
And it's very easy to get when you go to one of the dive bars.
Yeah.
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 But if they have Hygge, I always go for Hygge.
Yeah.
Me too.
So, yeah, but what do you guys think grade wise? Around the same? Just past?
Yeah. It's
think-
decent.
I think like giving this like a 2.5, I see people do, is too low.
Yeah.
Because that's not a past beer. That's a failed beer. And this is not a failed beer.
I'll say like 3.25.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Like, it's a decent lager, and when it's fresh, it's much better than this.
Yeah.
I think just some people get too fuzzy about some of these macros, or bigger brewery beers, I mean, they're not going to be as crazy well hopped as some of the craft examples, but some of them are well produced, like some of the ones from Thisted and some of the ones from Hancock.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna rate the one I had on Thursday, and say that it's a 71-72.
Yeah.
But as you say, this one is a bit lower because it has some age on it,
Yeah.
which is not a good thing.
Well, and what about the bitter? What do you guys think?
I think it's a solid 1.
I can't rate it.
I think let's do a simple 10 scale for this because we don't have as broad reference. But for me, this is like a 7, and I'd give Underband 8. But you guys are probably lower.
I think
I'm definitely lower.
I think it's one of the spirits that
it even comes
Enjoy
with the
the
glass.
that I enjoyed the least. There are many spirits that I would rather drink than this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, me
on a
too.
10 scale, I would give it maybe a 2 or 3.
Yeah, okay,
I
there
think
you
so.
go. I enjoy it though. You can use it for many things. You can use it in cocktails and stuff too.
Never
And
mind
it's
that.
kind of fun how they have two. It has 2 lids. One is a small shot glass, so when you buy this, you can sit and drink it out of. That's a bit fun. But yeah, let's finish this review with the final part of the shot.
shit.
The last, I think it's, by the way, it's a double shot, this glass here, so it's 4 centiliters.
And this one is a big one for me. So.
Yeah, well, let's do it. Cheers, guys.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good morning. It almost has a curry powder flavor too.
It's better this time because the first time I kind of kept it,
In your
on the
mouth.
palate.
Yeah.
You just need to open the
Yeah.
throat and
This is a
Right.
digestive after our breakfast.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if you ever see this around at whatever dive bar in Denmark, and this is one of the beers in the fridge, I'd say definitely check it out. Don't expect to be mind blown, but it's an okay beer. Like it's not a terrible.
It's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it's cheap. So yeah, if you guys had a chance to try Thisted Økologisk Pilsner, let us know what you thought of it. If you've had a chance to try Gammel Dansk, let us know what you thought of this one.
Want to start to the day?
Yes. And then hype train afterwards. Well, we have a lot of great stuff. So
Yeah.
if you guys had any of these this beer and this bitter, let us know. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And stay tuned for the videos of the Aalborg Carnival share.
Yeah.
And see you guys in those. Cheers.